There was so much hope with that Security Council resolution. Everyone in Gaza, from been south to north, north to south, and ceasefire is the most common thing people say and plead for. And so there was hope at that moment that there'd be a ceasefire. But yeah, that hope is being drowned out by the bombs. I was again at a hospital in Rafah, children with terrible wounds of war from bombs after that decision on Monday night. It's been ongoing all day today, consistent bombardments and so on. So we need that resolution in place. We need that ceasefire so children and families who've been enduring this for months and months can finally go to bed at night knowing that they will actually wake up in the morning. Annihilation and imminent famine. It's hard to imagine that type of destruction. Homes, but we know that 2/3, maybe more, of all of Gazan homes and buildings have been damaged or destroyed. Here in Rafah, where around now 1.4 million people are, an additional million people who've been displaced, it's got twice the population density of New York City, but no high rises. It can be one toilet for 800 people, one shower for 3,000 people. It's extremely difficult living conditions, people in tents, people on the beach, people on streets. Yeah, people are desperate. And the way to stop that desperation is to ensure a regular supply of aid, of life-saving materials, of basics that people should have. Food, water, medicine. Much more difficult than it should be to get aid in. UNRWA, the backbone of humanitarian aid here, was supplying 50% of aid to the north. They're now blocked. So we need to reverse these things. This situation, nutritional catastrophe, is man-made. And with the right decisions, this terrible situation for families, children, can be reversed. We're at a moment where more children in Gaza than ever before have needed medical care, and yet only 1/3 of hospitals are partially functioning, 1/3, and that's partially functioning. So European Hospital in Rafah, it's so critical that there is not a military offensive in Rafah. For many, many reasons, but one of them is, of course, is that hospital is just a lifeline for so many civilians. Well, I speak to Palestinian people every day. I think it's important that they know the world is listening. It really is. We see that increasingly from Ireland to Turkey, Sydney to Seattle. Increasingly, you see everyday people raising their voices. We, of course, need the same thing from decision makers to ensure there's a ceasefire. A ceasefire is such a critical thing, for we know that ceasefire would allow aid to go across the Gaza Strip. It would get those hostages home, children somewhere in tunnels for 5 months. It would get them home, and it would enable people to have a night without a bombardment. Finally, some safety. So a ceasefire is on everyone's lips here.